Welcome back. We're still talking about the Continental Free Trade Agreement that is being signed today in Kigali. And I still have in the studio Mr. John Isemide, a trade expert. Thank you very much, Mr. Isemide, for sticking on. Now, one would wonder why the federal government went ahead to perhaps agree in principle to sign this agreement and later change their mind. What happened?
Nigeria is the giant of Africa. The house must not fall if you have a senior brother there.
Now, is there any implication?
There is no implication.
For Nigeria not signing this? Because it's not one, the people that spoke in that report said.
What of other countries?
I mean, the importance of Nigeria in this agreement.
Morocco pulled out of AU in 1984, and last year they came back. What of a country like South Sudan? When they got independent, they joined the AU, and so on. What of a small country like Helena, off the coast of Angola? If today British leave that small island and decide to join, would you accept them? What Mr. President said is that it's not that we are not going to sign. If you are not prepared for an exam, get prepared next year, you take this, because the signing ceremony today is not one-off. If you look at it, there are 5 levels of integration, and Nigeria controls about 20% of the African population. And we have to be extremely careful because of our size and our responsibility. We have a foreign policy. Is this agreement in line with our foreign policy? Is it in line with our trade policy? Is it in line with economic diplomacy? If the answer is yes, then the president could have signed. The Labour came up and gave reasons. The OPS was divided in such a manner that the organized private sector look at the position of man vis-a-vis the assignment and what is on ground under the economic recovery program. And look at what the vice president is doing, the ease of doing business. In 1992, the ECOWAS ETLS was signed. I was export manager of a multinational organization. I went to Cote d'Ivoire. I was told, take your ECOWAS TLS on your chest, not close to your chest, because we have our own SAP policy in Cote d'Ivoire. So if you look at it, this agreement in place, they said it's going to boost ABCD. It's going to enhance ABCD. Can we compete with South Africa? South Africa has a national airline, and we have chain stores here. If they bring their apple, will they take your banana or take your distance? Kenya can bring their tea with Kenya Airways. We are now on Air Rwanda. We are talking of Air Morocco. We are talking of Saiso Sunday. These are some of the things. When you talk of integration, it's not a new thing to anybody. In 1776, go and read The Simple Economy by Adam Smith. Integration, coming together, bigger market. And if you now look at the 5 levels of integration, you talk of the PTA, Preferential Trade Area, Free Trade Area, Common External Tariff, Custom Union, and Common Market. Are we taking all at the same time? And all the policies and everything in ECOWAS, are we going to jettison? The final analysis is that with 42 years in ECOWAS, what have we achieved? These are some of the things we are looking at. What they said is that it's going to be a free trade area and not a custom union. You know, there's a difference between a free trade area and a custom union. A custom union is that there's a union. Africa is a union. But when it's a free trade area, that even people outside the African Union can still come in and trade because it's a free for all. This is why man is saying that there is a reason, there's a need to look at what we call movement certificate and certificate of origin, the rule of origin. In ECOWAS, we have rule of origin. If that rule of origin was obeyed, with Senator Uzodimma be shouting of the porous border? If you now say border is porous, are we saying that there are no human beings money? The multinational organization, are they interested in export? The export, because we are looking at the importation aspect of it, that is why some of us are crying. In the sense that there's what we call smuggling, there's what we call great trade, there's what we call commodity shunting. Now, multinational organizations are responsible for great trade. They are not interested in export. We are only interested in importation, thereby bringing the value of the naira down, creating unemployment and problem. The president said, give us ample opportunity. If you look at the list of members of the committee, about 15 of them are from the government. Are we now saying that students Those of us who are making suggestions today are between 50 and 70. And those to implement this are students in the university who are just 35, who are just 20, 30, and all that. So there's the need for us for more consultation on this matter.
All right, Mr. Semede, let me ask, when is the actual implementation of this expected to commence?
After signing what left? Because these are some of the hiccups we are seeing. Because if you look at trade laws or rules guiding, there's always a time frame. When we talk of the ECOWAS TLS, initially it was for a period of 8 years. But in 1991, when it was glaring that some of the things were not achievable, the next thing was for a period of 10 years, that there will be free movement of goods and services. They were all on papers. And then now, if we now look at this agreement started in 2012. 2012 to the present day is only 6 years. I will now say that 6 years is enough for consultation in 54 countries where we have Anglophone and Lusophone, in a situation that if you look at Southern Africa, they are all Anglophone except Angola. The whole of Central Africa is Francophone. In West Africa, Nigeria only has only 1 vote. Even keeping the secretariat in Abuja, we have not achieved anything. The North Africa is both more advanced. When I was working in Morocco, I was not regarded as somebody working in Nigeria. I was working in the European Union. These are some of the things that we have to be very honest to ourselves, and not down to the day that it will improve or impact positively on the economy of Africa. The answer is yes. What of on our own? What are we bringing to the table? We have the capacity to contract, but we don't have the capacity to compete.
Okay. Just a quick one. Now, aside from Nigeria, who are the gainers and losers of this deal now, as it is?
Nigeria has always been the loser. We got independence on the 1st of October in 1960.
Only Nigeria?
Look at it. What is our foreign policy? From the day of the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa to the days of the first Foreign Affairs Minister Jaja Wanchukwu to the present day. What is our foreign policy? Our foreign policy, that Africa is the cornerstone. When it's happening in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, I served in Namibia. What of the 80s, the students, and we are sending out? We want to assist. And by assisting, we want to be part. It's not that we sign off agreement. At the end of the day, those who have the means to compete will beat us right here too. If you go to the market, look at the soap coming from 50,000 kilometers away. Look at things coming from other districts. Why is it that we cannot even compete locally? These are these. We cannot suffocate ourselves, go and sign an agreement and the future of our own children. We are going to sign, but it must be a wider
time.
At the appropriate time, with a wider consultation.
Sure, thank you very much.
Where the secretariat is located is not what border. We have ECOWAS, we have not achieved anything.
All right, thank you very much.
In Egypt,
thank you very much for your time, Mr. Isemede. Thank you for your time. Well, we'll be speaking with Mr. John Isemede. He is a trade expert. Well, it's on that note that we draw the curtain on today's edition of the program. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chimezi Obi Iwagu.